Welcome on back to Storm Dagger Films. It is your favorite fitness and movie nerd, Al King, back on that again with another banger for y'alls. Out here today, there y'alls tonight, but y'all. Guys, I just finished watching the first two episodes of Alien Earth, and this show is absolutely amazing. It's a little slow at parts, slightly, not too slow, but I absolutely love the concept. I will say I'm not the craziest Alien fan. In fact, I still got to watch all the movies just because growing up, these movies really creeped me out for many years. Even going up into a teenager, I didn't really start watching these movies. Yeah, I think into my late teens when I started to watch a few Alien movies, Alien versus Predator. So it took me some time to ease into the Alien franchise. Just because of just how grotesque it was. I'm just not a fan of goriness. But over time, I slowly got into Alien. But yeah, it's a really awesome franchise. But I got around recently to watch Alien Earth, and wow, this show is fantastic. I'm loving it. I love the tension. I love the build up. I love the mystery, and I just cannot wait to see more. I ain't gonna lie, this is a pretty gruesome show, and it's crazy to think that, well, I shouldn't say it's crazy, but in the Alien universe, I thought it was already gruesome enough and just guh, but now it just got even more gruesome, and I ain't gonna lie. I mean, like, it's not the worst thing I ever seen, but it's up there. It's up there. I mean, the massacre with the xenomorph was just insane. And then you got these little bug things here that were just like, they're like little vampire bugs and draining the blood off everybody. That was just creepy there. But I feel like, surprisingly, as seen in the title, guys, the most brutal scene I really do got to talk about. Obviously, I'm not going to show it, but I'm just going to show pictures if I haven't already put this little monstrosity, already put them up here. But this is the Teocellus. I think that's how you say this creature's name. But the Teocellus is basically like picture I don't even know. Well, yeah, picture an octopus, a little mini octopus, and then attach a alien blue head to it and put a bunch of eyes on it. And instead of making this thing be like a water creature, no, this thing can maneuver all across on land. So it's like an alien spider octopus. I don't know what to call this thing, but it's already creepy enough. And this thing, Lord have mercy. I did not think animal death would be like the most gruesome thing in this entire TV show so far, but I think this is honestly the most gruesome kill. It really is. And I'm gonna explain why. Now, don't get me wrong, the xenomorph has some brutal kills too. Very, very brutal. It's up there too. I ain't even gonna lie, but something about this Teocellus scene was just so like it made me want to hug all my pets and treat them so much better than I'm already am. I'm a big reptile nerd, so I love my reptiles. I know most of you guys out there probably got cats, dogs, but I like my reptiles, like my snakes, my lizards, that type of stuff. But yeah, it makes me just want to go hug them a lot more and feed them, a lot more, and just, I don't know, just constantly check on them more throughout the night. But yeah, after seeing that scene with the Teocellus, I don't care what anybody say, this was the most brutal and just nastiest scene. And the fact that this was done on a cat and seeing how just gross it was just like, I don't even know if I can watch this thing attack a person as the episodes go far, because like I know it's coming, and I feel so bad for any of the person in that universe that happens to get attacked by that thing, because like basically what happened, spoiler alert if I haven't, well, yeah, spoiler alert, I'm just gonna say it. But so this Teocellus thing, it can basically use its tentacles. It can go to any living thing and shoot its tentacles into like the eyes of the organism or animal, whatever it is, goes into the eyes, and yeah, it just basically obliterates the eyes and goes into the brain and just starts to mind control the organism, the animal, whatever it is, And that is just scary, man. Like, ugh. Like, that is just, wow. And it just makes me wonder what else can it control. Because I have seen other people talk about, can it control a xenomorph? That would be pretty interesting to see how that works, But yeah, this is probably one of the, just when I thought the alien universe couldn't get more creepy and more, gruesome. Yeah, this right here just take the cake. It really did, When this thing pull out on screen, actually that didn't sound right. Let me restart that. When this thing pops out on screen, yeah, I gotta literally balance between looking at the screen and then turning away. So I'm just like back and forth. I'm like, oh, should I watch? Should I look away? That's literally how I feel whenever this thing pop up on screen, So with the T.O. Celis, this is the most brutal scene I've seen I don't know, man. Like this is the most brutal scene I think I've seen in a while. And it's so crazy because like you wouldn't think of just an animal scene being that gruesome, but like what happened to that cat was just awful, man. Like I mean, don't get me wrong, like the people went out pretty rough too, but it's like, man, I'm literally nervous to see what this thing does to a person. Like it's gonna be so weird to see a person mind controlled by this thing. And we already seen how fast a freaking xenomorph can just like obliterate a bunch of people. This little thing here, imagine this thing jumping from people, ripping off of people like heads and stuff. And yeah, and guess what? This show pay very, very close attention to details too. When that thing jumps off and takes half the head and face off of a living organism, it's nothing to be played with. Like the directors and everybody, they made sure they got that detail on point. Like they did not hold back. So I'm pretty nervous seeing more of this thing. But this is so far the most gruesome thing I think I've seen in Alien. It's in the show Alien Earth, So let me know what you guys think. I know a lot of people are going to disagree with me. Some people might actually agree with me. But I mean, I will say the next scene, I guess I could say, was a xenomorph. Whenever that thing like popped out on screen, that thing just obliterated. I mean, like that one scene with that one party or whatever with the dudes with the wigs and everything, gross. And then that one dude that got attacked by the xenomorph, one of the soldiers, he got absolutely obliterated. Like, oh, that was a hard scene to watch. But yeah, it Lord have mercy. But I ain't gonna lie, this is a really good show. I know it's gonna get grosser. I'm curious what this one organism can do. I forget what it's called. The deplummeter. I can't pronounce this thing. I forget how you say it. But this thing right here, this weird looking plant Venus trap, wherever the heck it is. I'm curious to see what that thing can do. But every time I see one of these weird organisms, I'm just like, ugh, what's gonna happen? And then there's more of them. So I'm very, very nervous. But that's all I gotta say, guys. It is your boy Al King. Let me know what you guys think of Alien Earth. Do you guys agree with me that this is the most brutal scene so far in the entire TV show so far, first 2 episodes? But like and subscribe, share, and I'll be catching you guys on the next one.